So as we are sitting in a comfortable meditation posture with the back erect, side cast down, we can make our first determination in our minds voicelessly from now on for 10 minutes. I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy. We continue to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy. And we enjoy the peace we gain as we accept the body as it is. We don't imagine, we don't force the body in any way. We allow it to be the way as it is now. We give it the freedom. And that way we ourselves receive the freedom from worry about the body. So we enjoy the peace, the freedom from worry. And now we can share our peace with other living beings in our minds. Voicelessly we can recite one sentence again and again to allow all beings in our room to enjoy as much peace as we are enjoying ourselves now. So in our minds voicelessly we will recite and repeat, may all beings in this room be in peace. May all beings in this room be in peace. And we can gradually expand our loving kindness. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this continent be in peace. Your continent is all of the America. My one is Asia. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. So I will ask you, everyone, to unmute yourself. So first I will say, Yamahang vadami tang vadetha, and you can then reply, Ama bhante, yes, Venerable Sir. Remember to keep your hands together at the chest. So let's do that together. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. Yes, it is just ama bhante. Ama and ahang are different things. Ama means yes. Ahang means I. So first you say ama bhante, which means you agree that you will repeat after me. And then you will start saying ahang bhante, which means that you are requesting me for the 3 refuges and 5 precepts. So let's try that again. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha. Yes, very well. Now you're going to request me for 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. So the 3 refuges and 5 precepts, a request is exactly, I, Venerable Sir, request you for 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. Out of compassion, give me the precepts by me repeating after you. So you can repeat after me. Aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya dutiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami. Anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya tatiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami. Anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya. So now we will pay respect to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Now we will take the refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Buddha is the teacher, the Dhamma is the teaching, and Sangha is the community of monks who follow that teaching. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. So now I will announce to you that going for refuges is complete, and you can just reply Ama Bhante, yes, Venerable Sir. So let's try that together. Sarana gamanang paripunang. Now I will. Now we will. How to say that? Now you will take the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts is the first guidance that we receive from the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Lay people receive the 5 precepts, monks receive over 90 billion rules. So as you follow, as you take your 5 precepts, it is great that you can take them from a monk, because a monk is the representative of following precepts perfectly. So ideally you always take 5 precepts from a monk who follows all of the monk rules very well, so that you are inspired by the monk's extraordinary virtue, purity, and you yourself then follow the 5 precepts. The first precept means I follow the rule of refraining from killing living beings. Panatipata. Veramani. Sikkhapadang. Samadhiyami. The second precept means I follow the precept of refraining from taking what is not given. It means we never steal. And if you want to borrow anything, first you need to get permission to borrow, and only then you can borrow. Adinadana Veramane Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The third precept means I follow the rule of refraining from sexual misconduct, and that means that husbands and wives, they must not be cheating on each other. Then when they are together, husband and wife, when you have a wife, when you have a husband, then you are not allowed to fall in love with anyone else. So that's very difficult rule, but it's extremely important to follow. Kamesu Micchācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The fourth precept means I follow the rule of refraining from false speech. That means we never tell lies. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The last rule means I follow the rule of refraining from drinking alcohol and taking drugs. Sura meraya Majja Pamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. So now I will encourage you to protect the 3 refuges and 5 precepts very well and correctly, and also to be mindful. And you can then reply, Ama Bhante, yes, Venerable Sir. So let's try that together. Tisaranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakhidang katva appamadena sampadetha. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Okay, I wanted to ask Jonathan, how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11. So that means that you should be in the other group. I was thinking, like, your age, you do not look like of the same age as the others in here. I would like to invite you and welcome you in the group for those who are 11 and older. That group is, you're in California. So we have a California teens group, and we meet at a different time. We meet on your Saturday. Is that possible? No, on your Friday. Friday, you live in California?
Yeah.
So then that means, let me see what's the time. No, I mean, what's the time? At the time when I wish you follow. That would be we have 10:30 a.m. in Vietnam, and by that time By that time you have 8:30. You have 8:30 p.m. and that will be your Friday. So I would like to welcome you and invite you and encourage you to join our group of California teens. You're a teenager now. So upgrade. But being a teenager is more difficult than not being a teenager. So this is the hardest part of your life. Being a teenager is the most difficult part for both of you and your parents. You and your parents, all of them have a problem. So being a teenager is very hard. Many people die when they are teenagers because they get drunk, and then they think they will swim in water and they die in water. Or they get drunk and they drive a car and they die in the car. That's common for teenagers. Many teenagers die because they are teenagers. So it's not easy to be a teenager. You have now 10 years, about 8-10 years to get through 8-10 years of difficulties. And so I think it would be good if you are together with other teenagers so that you can get ready for the difficulties, because we are I hope to read with that group the book specifically for teenagers, a guidebook how to survive as a teenager. It's called The Teenage Brain. And so I think this would be a good benefit for you. So what do you think about that? Do you think you would be available and enthusiastic to come at 8:30 p.m. on Friday for our teens group? You can still continue coming here. Nobody's kicking you out of here. You're most welcome here. But I think you would benefit from our group for teenagers. Okay. Do you have time at that on Friday, 8:30 p.m.? Do you think you can come?
Maybe. I have to finish a lot of my homework on Friday.
I see. Okay. So hopefully you can do that. I'm sure there's a lot of benefit if you can come. Somebody was raising a hand. Yamuna?
I thought you were a teenager when you were like 13.
Actually, teenager is from the part teen. Yeah, actually 11, 12, and then you say 13. I see now. Well. Some people are teenagers early. Some start their teenage later. But 11 is sure. 11 is if you start getting ready for teenage life when you're 11, then you're nicely on time. Many of the students in the teenage group, they are 15 and they already go through huge difficulties. If they had preparation when they were 11, I think they would not have these difficulties, or they would have much less. So it's good to get ready when you're 11 so that when the troubles come, you are well prepared. But I think some people some people have faster growth. So some people actually have to go through the teenage life a little earlier, because the problem with being teenager is not because of the school or the parents or the environment, but it's because of this thing inside the head. We call it brain. And when this brain is developed very well in one side and not so well in another side, then it creates a lot of troubles. And that's exactly what happens in the teenage brain. So big part of the brain is well developed, is like of an adult, but one part, the front part, which is for wisdom, that is not developed. So teenagers have problem with wisdom at the time when they must have wisdom. They have problem, they're intelligent, but they use for their intelligence other part of the brain than the parts for wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is to know what will happen if you do something. Realize, hey, if I drive too fast, I will have a car crash. realize what will be the consequence, what will be the effect of your action now. That's what teenagers lack. They have it, but too little. And that's when they have the trouble. I would like to recommend you that for our meetings you have a different background, please. Yes, this definitely is much better. Or don't use any background. I have, if you don't want to. But you can have this background, it's fine. So teenage life is very difficult, and it's good to get ready. But some people truly start to be full-fledged teenagers already when they're 11. At 10, probably not yet. So that's why I allowed Jonathan to stay with us when he was 10. But now when I learned he's 11, I think this is not a group suitable for him. But if Jonathan wants to continue coming here, it's fine, but he will get the best benefit in the group for the teenagers. All right, anyone here is 10 or 9 already? Lyric is 9, right? Lyric is 9. Alison, how old are you?
Next month I'm gonna be 10.
I don't hear you well.
Next month I'm gonna be 10.
Next month you'll be 10. Nice. Daniel?
I'm 9.
You're 9. Okay. All right. So this group is for 6 to 9. Or 6 to 10 if they want to stay here when you're 10. All right. Definitely not for 11. Okay, so we can look at our story in Facebook. So I have already uploaded a new story in Facebook for drawing, and I want to guide you through the story so you're sure you understand it and you know what to draw. Okay. Nice, very good. I see already some people already contributed their drawings. So this time it is the 4th story of the Buddha's previous life, but because it's a little bit long, I decided to make it into several parts. So this is the first part. There will probably be 2 parts. This is first part, and this part is only about the time during the Buddha's time, not after that. So the story is very long, so I had to rewrite it all myself, at least this first part, and that's what took me so long time, and that's why it's just 1 part. So all of this portion is actually from the Buddha's time. This is not from a previous life yet. That's hopefully coming next week. So what was the story? What happened? Well, a lady fell in love with a man, and it happened that the parents would probably not agree with this, so the lady with the man, they ran away. And then the lady, she became pregnant, and she gave birth to her first child on the road as she was returning home. She thought she would return home, but she didn't make it before giving birth. Then the lady was going to give birth to a second child, again a boy, but again she didn't make it back home, and she gave birth to the child on the road. So both of the children were called the children of the road because they were born on the road. So they were called Panthaka. Pantha is road, ka here says that it's someone of that. So road, someone of that, someone of the road. So Panthaka, we had the one who was born first, the first Panthaka, Mahapanthaka, or the big Panthaka, and then we have the second one who was born the second, and he is known as the Culapanthaka, the smaller Panthaka or younger one. Then the kids, when they became older, they wanted to see their grandparents, so the parents took them to their grandparents, but the grandparents just gave money to the parents and took the grandchildren. So the two road boys, they stayed with their grandparents, and the parents, they left away with money. Well, fortunately, the grandparents were rich people, and they nicely took care of the boys. Then what happened was that one of the grandparents, the grandpa, took the bigger Panthaka, the older boy, he took him to listen to the Buddha's teachings. And the boy liked the Buddha's teachings so much that he wanted to become a monk. The grandpa approved, he was happy about that, and he even said, even if all of the men in the world wanted to become monks, I am happier when you alone want to become a monk. So he was very happy. And so he became a monk, the boy became a monk, and soon he achieved the highest enlightenment. He achieved also a lot of excellent knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Buddha's teachings. And he thought, oh, this is very nice, so let me teach my younger brother as well. So he went home and he asked his grandpa if his younger brother could also become a monk. And the younger brother agreed. And so the younger brother also became a monk. But the younger brother was not so successful in learning the scriptures. And for 4 months, he had to learn 4 lines of teachings, just a few words. He could not memorize that within 4 months. A very short verse, and still could not memorize it. And then the elder brother thought, okay, well, if you cannot memorize such a little portion of text in 4 months, then you're not suitable to be a monk. Go home. So the younger brother, as he was going home, he saw the Buddha, and the Buddha says, well, I am your teacher, so you will follow my instruction. And the Buddha gave the young boy, he gave him a pure white cloth. And the young boy was instructed to rub the white cloth with his fingers as he was sitting in the entrance to the Buddha's room. And as he was meditating on the white cloth, he saw that the white cloth is getting dirty. And when he saw the white cloth is getting dirty, he realized that everything is impermanent, and he became enlightened on the spot. Being enlightened is very hard. Some people try for it even 50 years, and they don't get anything at all. So if he got enlightened just by rubbing a white cloth as he's sitting on an entrance to a room, well, then that's very interesting. The Buddha then made, by his psychic power, the Buddha made an image of another Buddha, and that another Buddha appeared in front of this boy and explained to the boy, dirt is that dirt of the mind. That is the greed, anger, ignorance. That is the dirt, which is the problem. And as the boy observed the mind, he realized, aha, indeed, everything that the mind is doing is just conditioned. It's just effect of something else. It's not mine. I do not have power over that. Of course, in this world, we do have power over it. But that's our illusion that we have power over it. We need to make use of that illusion. But it is an illusion. And so he realized, aha, so all phenomena are impermanent. all phenomena, everything is unsatisfactory, not self. He became fully enlightened on that very day. So that boy who was expelled by his older brother to go home because he's not suitable to be a monk, that particular boy became fully enlightened on one single day. Something very, very rare and very extraordinary. Imagine that you would finish all of your 9 grades in your school and another 3 years of bachelor's degree, 2 years of master's degree, another 4 years of PhD degree. You would do all of that in one day. Isn't that wonderful? So that's basically what he did. So that's very interesting. So now the explanation, why couldn't he memorize 4 little lines within 4 months? Well, because in his previous life, he was a very knowledgeable monk, but he mocked, he ridiculed, he laughed at his friend who had difficulties learning. And because he was mocking and ridiculing and laughing at his friend was totally not able to learn anything at all. So it's this mocking, ridiculing, laughing at another person that is evil. And evil will bring suffering to those who do the evil. Like in this case, Culapanthaka, he could not memorize the 4 lines because he was mocking, ridiculing, laughing at his friend in his previous life. So he suffered for that. Well then, you could ask, so how did he do it that in one day he did something that others have to do for 30 years, for 50 years? Well, he did it because in one of his past lives as a king, he noticed that his body was sweating and it made his clothes dirty. And he thought, what is this body for? What is the value of this body? If this body can make this beautiful, excellent, luxurious clothes dirty, well then there is some problem with this body, isn't it? So based on this wisdom of understanding impermanence in the body, the Buddha then provided the correct, the exact fitting meditation instruction, meditating on a cloth and having it dirty by the rubbing. And that's why Culapanthaka could become enlightened so fast, because he was able to use his experience and his understanding from one of his past lives. Daniel has a question?
How could his brother kick him out of the monastery?
It is possible for a teacher to kick out a novice from a monastery. It is not possible for a teacher to kick out another monk, but it's possible to kick out a novice. But this would be usually done when the novice is breaking the rules. In modern times, and maybe because of this story, because you see, he would be kicking out a novice who actually could become fully enlightened, and then the novice, he got fully enlightened and he got all psychic powers. He got all psychic powers. He was able to make himself into 1,000. And that will come in the second part. So wait for the second part. But now first read the first part. Okay? So so it is possible, but from this story now monks know that they should not kick out novices who have difficulties learning. Because if the novice has difficulties in learning, that doesn't matter. Maybe the novice just needs to meditate and become enlightened, right? But still, of course, there are masters who say, well, if you do not pass your novice exam for 3 years, that's in Shuomen Toya, by the way, in Myanmar, if you don't pass for 2 or 3 years, we kick you out. Yes, but it's very rare. It's usually monks don't do that. And it also depends on whether the novice tries hard, like if the novice tries hard and he really cannot can remember, the teachers will always say, okay, you know what, you try hard, we don't care. But it's more if the novice are lazy and they don't learn and then they don't know. Then of course the monks decide to kick them out. If the novice is 20 years old, he can get the higher ordination, he can become full-fledged monk, and then nobody can kick out the monk. You can kick out the monk from a monastery. You can say, I don't want you to stay in my monastery because whatever, I don't like you, and then the monk will go to another monastery. That's fine, but he still can stay as a monk, no problem. Anyone else? Anyone has any more question? Okay, then that's all for today. Thank you all very much for coming. I hope that you all will be successful in drawing for our new post. I think this is a very beautiful idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing your pictures. May you be happy. Yes, Dave? Yes, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana.
Everyone, unmute your microphone and let's say together, thank you and goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Thank you and goodbye.